There's that old saying that you're your own worst enemy, and while that's true for the most part, in this case specifically, it's the furthest thing from the truth, because this high school girl's biggest enemy is her own mother. If this girl's Batman, her mom's the Joker. She's just a D1 hater against her own daughter. And she's actually just been charged for this after the police discovered she had been catfishing and harassing her daughter anonymously online, just relentlessly harassing her. And I feel really bad, but it's just so funny. There's something ironic about your own mother being your biggest hater. There's all these sayings about a mother's love, but nobody's talking about a mother's hate, because it seemingly can go just as far. But the mother's name is Kendra Gale Lakari. She's 42 years old, and as the story went, she was by her daughter's side for over a year, as her daughter, her teenage daughter, had been complaining about being viciously cyberbullied by some unknown online stalker. So for over a year, her mom had been meticulously plotting in the shadows, scheming, deviously rubbing her hands together, plotting on her daughter's downfall, all the while playing both sides, literally being two-faced. She was the stalker and the harasser, as well as the comforting mother in this situation. That is just baffling. And honestly, it's pretty insane. At the same time, I gotta give her kudos, because for over a year, she played the part pretty flawlessly, it seems. But the charges she's now being slapped with after the police foiled her whole little scheme is that she's going to be charged with 2 counts of stalking a minor, 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime, and 1 count of obstruction of justice. And these charges means that she's facing up to 10 years in prison for the computer crime charges and 5 years for stalking and obstruction. But she was actually released on a $5,000 US bond, and it says she's due back in court on December 29th, but this story's from like the end of 2022. So she was already put back in court, and I'm not sure if she's actually been put in prison now or not. I wasn't really able to find that out. But as for the stalking and the harassment that she did to her own daughter, a quote from the police here says, we're talking about several hundreds of text messages, over 1,000 pages of discovery in the case. And this harassment in the form of hundreds of text messages wasn't just reserved for her daughter. She also was harassing her daughter's then boyfriend. And like I said before, this went on for over a year back in the early days of 2021. Which, it's crazy that I never heard about this story until now. Because how in the world are you going to have a kid and then hate on that whole kid's life? Like, why bring someone into this world if you're just going to prey on their downfall and actively try to ruin their life? And usually parents are supposed to be their kids' biggest supporters, but in this case, I guess she wanted to switch it up, and she's just living by what her idol Michael Jordan said. You know, fuck them kids. Like, that kid is going to forever have trust issues now, because if you can't even trust your own mother, who was seemingly supporting you through this harassment and stalking from some anonymous person, and then it turns out the stalker was your mom, who was supposed to be helping you and supporting you during these hard times, how the hell are you supposed to trust anyone ever again? Like, that's just fucked up. She has fucked this girl up. And there's no examples of what the mom was actually saying. We can see this picture of her right here. This is her mugshot. She looks yeah, but there's no examples of what she's said to her. I can only assume she was just, calling her mean names and whatnot. And I'm just sitting here, the more I think about it, the more baffling it really is. Like, I don't understand, like, what motive would drive someone to do this to their own kid, to do this to anyone, first off, but to their own kid? Like, what reason would you have to try to just ruin their whole life? Other than just pure insanity and pure delusion, there's really no other explanation for this. Like, why cyberbully your own kid? There's really no there's no reason for it. It's just, it's crazy. It's literally just crazy. But other than that, that's it for this sophisticated catfishing campaign of harassment dubbed by the Morning Sun. Watch out for your own parents, because you can't even trust them now, apparently. And other than that, I'll catch you in the next one.